Hello and welcome along to this CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. And today we're delighted to bring you 16 Park Avenue in Dover, CT16 1HE. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. So let me then introduce you to the borrowers on this project. The property is purchased by Rapley Investments Limited. Their names are Martin and Sarah Rapley, and I'm delighted to say they've both joined us on this webinar today. Welcome along. So let's start off with you, please, Martin. Tell us a little bit more about your background.
Yeah, my background is construction. I left school and went and worked for building contractors, originally as a quantity surveyor, then drifted into more management, project management. Had my own construction business for a while, and then although we'd owned an investment property since 2003, we really started working with in property investment in 2013, when I wanted to bring my skills and knowledge of construction and development and refurbishment to a property investing sphere where I felt there was a big call for my skills and knowledge.
And tell us a little bit about you, Sarah.
Hi, Andy. Great to be here. So my background is in administration. I've worked in various administration roles across the years. And when Martin set up his business, it made sense that I joined him. And my role primarily is looking after the property side of our business.
Now, there's two strategies on this project. The first one is to regularise the existing ASTs and obtain certificate of lawfulness for the current use. And then it's next obtaining planning for the additional bedroom and carrying out full refurbishment of the property. We'll explain more what that means in just a few moments. Let's look at the project. So this is going to be a single phase raise where CrowdProperty has agreed a bridging loan facility totaling £275,000. That's to purchase this property in Dover. It's going to be paying the lenders 7.8% per annum, and that interest is going to be paid monthly. The loan is going to run for approximately 18 months, and the interest will be retained. The site, remember, is situated on Park Avenue in Dover, the postcode CT16 1HE. So let's start off then by finding out a little bit more about the local area. Let's come over to you, please, Sarah. Tell us a little bit more about Dover.
Dover is very much up and coming town. There's a lot of improvements happening in the town. Specifically, they have made a lot of improvements to the port so that they can take larger cruise liners. So there's been a lot of infrastructure, a lot more employment come to the area as a result of those changes. And we can see that the centre of Dover has improved, and that is seeping out to the edge areas.
And of course, it's well connected, isn't it, Dover through to London, into London St Pancras and also London Charing Cross. Now, the borrowers are purchasing the property and then they're going to modernise to include provision of en-suites and one additional bedroom. They've used their own funds to refurbish the property. And once the conversion is completed, the property will be refinanced onto a long-term HMO mortgage. Remember, the project will be first charge secured to protect people investing on this project. Here's the location plan for you, very much on the southeast of the country. You can see Dover there with the CrowdProperty flag pointing at it, not too far up the coast from Folkestone. On the right-hand side, you can see the actual site there in the street, which is Park Avenue. Let's find out a little bit more about Park Avenue, because it's mostly a residential area of Dover. Benefits from being a 5-minute walk into Dover town centre. Various primary schools and secondary schools in and around the Dover area too. Well served from both the A20 and the A2, and those roads also lead into the town. There's also regular train services into nearby towns, as well as those commutes into London as well. Various bus stops also on local roads, taking about a 4-minute walk from the property. And there's 13 bus routes, no less, that take the passengers into those nearby towns. Of course, Dover, very well known for its castle. It's an English heritage site, and also the White Cliffs of Dover, which is owned by the National Trust. Both of those, of course, tourist attractions in the area. So let's come on to this project then. I'm still start with you, Sarah, on this, if I may, because the property is already there, but you're going to upgrade the accommodation to improve the rental levels. Explain what's there at the moment and what you're going to be doing to it.
The property at the moment, it's been run as an HMO for many, many years, and it's run down at the moment. Each bedroom has its own kind of coin meters, so it's run in a very old-fashioned way. So our plan is to improve the whole property and install en suites to bring up the rental values.
Now, the total gross development value with vacant possession is £450,000. Let's come over to you next, Mark. So I want to look inside the property in just a few moments, but let's just talk about the outside. On the right-hand side there, all sorts of different kinds of designs on that building, isn't there?
Yeah, in fact, this is the exciting thing about Dover. It's a town that has grown up over many, many years, but you can almost follow the history of the town where there's been boom and bust. And this is clearly a time when there was plenty of money in the town. Park Avenue would be considered one of the best streets in the town, and every property in the street is different, although they're all of a similar style to this one we've got here. But it's almost as though they've taken a catalogue and said we'll have one of each, and bolted it together into this house, because it is, from the outside, it's a little bit of an odd style and an odd shape, although once you get inside of it, it's nice big rectangular rooms and nice sensible corridors and staircases and things.
So let's go inside then and look at some current photos of this property, and a beautiful Minton style tiled floor, isn't there?
It's a lovely property, and it's just old and tired. And unfortunately, we're buying this from a deceased estate, so it's just got left behind really, and the owner has looked after it well. He's things needed repair and he's repaired them, but of course he's not up to speed with current requirements of HMO tenants. So of course he's not been attracting the rents that are potentially available in this area.
And when you've acquired this property, who do you think is to be your target tenant to come stay here?
So we're seeing this as being, Sarah referred to the people down working at the port and the docks and the cruise liner port. We're seeing this as being the management level of people that are working down there. So not the people selling the tickets, but the people managing those ticket sales and the businesses down at the port. Really, because this is a grand house. It looks grand from the outside. Some of the bedrooms are in excess of 20 square metres. So it is a big grand house, so hence it attracts those slightly better paid employees.
And of course the building has loads of character. How did you come across this deal?
This is all about, we wrote letters to local landlords. This was a landlord, well, it wasn't the landlord of course that came to us, it was his son who found the letter after his father had passed away. Literally made contact with us directly, and so we've been in touch with him. It's taken, I would say, I think we're up to about 10 months now since we first found this and first started speaking to the owner's son, because it's taken a long time to come through probate.
Now, I know that you've done other projects as well. I'd like to talk through a couple of case studies, please, if that's okay. Let's start off with this one on London Road. Talk us through what happened here.
So this was actually a dentist surgery when we found this. It was actually being tenanted by a dentist. The owner of the property was trying to sell it primarily because the dentist was going to move out of the building, because they just converted an even bigger facility just over the road into a big modern dentist surgery. The property had been on the market for a long time. Of course, no one really wanted to buy it as a dentist surgery. It needed a lot of work to convert to residential. So we actually negotiated this on a commercial lease. We still hold it on a commercial lease with an option to purchase, and converted this into a 9-bedroom, 9-ensuite HMO. So this is just in the outskirts of Tunbridge Wells. Always full, always attracting good high rents. Again, big rooms. You can see the bay windows on the front there. All big rooms, and 2 rooms up in the roof as well that you can't see on this side of the photo.
And let's move now from Tunbridge Wells and pop up the road to Chatham. And here's another property here, Hammond Hill. What did you do on this one?
So this was another property that we acquired through writing to landlords, and it was running as an HMO when we acquired it, and we have refurbished the property and converted it into an 8-bed HMO.
And again, that's got quite a lot of character as well. The brickwork on the front of that one is quite stunning as well. So thanks for explaining those two. Let's then return back to 16 Park Avenue and let's have an overview of the project financials and this proposed loan. So this is a single raise which will be for £275,000. That's to assist in the purchase of the property. RICS have verified the current market value to be £425,000, and RICS have also verified the GDV, the gross development value, to be £450,000. The conversion cost is estimated at £101,500. The day one drawdown will be that £275,000. The interest is going to be retained for the term of the loan. Therefore, the initial loan to value is 64.7%, and the percentage of the loan to the gross development value, when you exclude and include the interest, it stays at 61.1% because the interest is going to be paid monthly on this project. The maximum loan term is for up to 18 months. Remember, the exit strategy is that once the works are completed, the borrowers are then going to refinance onto a long-term commercial mortgage, and this then will repay the loan. Lenders are going to receive 7.8% per annum interest. It's going to be retained and paid monthly to lenders investing on this project. And remember, it will be secured with a first charge security against the property. So thanks, Martin and Sarah, for explaining everything so perfectly on this particular project. The next steps then are to make sure that you understand this loan and carry out your own due diligence, both on the project and on the development team, and then decide how much you would like to lend. CrowdProperty.com is the place to be to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet, and you'll start earning that interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is a bridging loan of £275,000. It's paying interest monthly at the equivalent rate of 7.8% per annum. This is for up to 18 months. And the address of the property is 16 Park Avenue in Dover, CT 16 1HE. Thank you for watching this webinar. We look forward to you joining us again soon here at CrowdProperty.com.